Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well and welcome to my first ever series ranking. So if you've never watched the series ranking before, it's basically where you just rank every series from Doctor Who, the new series, from my least favourite to my favourite. Now, I've just looked at my list and I think it's quite surprising. It's very different from other YouTubers that I've seen do these rankings, and yeah, I think mine's going to be quite divisive, but I guess that's good. It's good to be different, I guess. But yeah, let's get started and talk about my 12th and least favourite series of Doctor Who. So starting off at the 12th and least favourite series, it is Jodie Whittaker's first season, series 11. Now, I want to make it clear that I don't dislike any series of Doctor Who. I think all of them are good, but my least favourite would have to be series 11, and that's basically just because the series is so basic. There's no series arc, there's no returning villains. Apart from the whole Graham and Ryan and Grace thing, there's nothing else holding the series together, and unfortunately I don't think that's enough to increase the series in my ranking. So for that reason, that it's just simply too much of a basic series and doesn't have enough going for it, it is my least favourite series of Doctor Who. Next up at the 11th place, and it is Series 7. Now, this isn't to do with Series 7 Part 1, because I actually really like the first part of this season. It's really good with saying goodbye to Amy and Rory, and yeah, I think it's just a lot of fun adventures with those three. But the issue I have with this season is Series 7 Part 2, and the two issues I have with it, the first one is that I'm just never a huge fan of the 11th Doctor and Clara. I'm not sure what it was, but it didn't really click with me until the 50th anniversary special, The Day of the Doctor, and throughout the second half of Series 7, I just didn't really enjoy them as a pair. And the other issue is the episodes themselves. I just think the episode quality throughout Series 7 Part 2 is quite poor, with there being quite a lot of episodes I don't like, including The Crimson Horror, Hyde, Nightmare in Silver, and Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS. So yeah, for those reasons, Series 7 Part 2 is my second least favourite series of the modern series. Next up is Peter Capaldi's first series. It is Series 8. Now this is actually a pretty good series. It's got a lot of episodes in there I really enjoy, including Flatline, Mum in the Orient Express, even Robots of Sherwood, I think it's called. I like that episode quite a lot. There's even The Caretaker. There's quite a lot of episodes in the series that I like. But what lets it down is the whole Clara and Danny thing. I don't know what they were thinking, but Danny just doesn't work at all, especially towards the end of the series. I just think the conflict between him and the Doctor just became too much, and it just became annoying. And I just didn't really feel much chemistry between Danny and Clara as a couple compared to, say, Amy and Rory. And the other issue I have is the finale. This is my least liked finales, and I think finales can make or break a series, and unfortunately with Series 8, for me, it breaks it. I really do not like Death in Heaven. The Cybermen are the most boringest I've ever been in that finale. Again, it's focused on Clara and Danny, which I just don't care about, and yeah, there's just not enough of Missy the New Master, or not enough of the Doctor, who is fantastic in the season. So unfortunately, Series 8 is a good series, but it is let down by a few little things. I think now this is where my first divisive option is going to come in, and that is Series 5, Matt Smith's first series. Now, don't get me wrong, I thought Matt Smith and Karen Gillan were fantastic this series. This is nothing to do with them, as they were both fantastic, especially Matt Smith, who had a massive job to take over from David Tennant, who was so popular, and I'm so glad that Matt Smith was successful in continuing the series on. The only reason Series 5 is quite low on this list is because of the episodes themselves, as in there is a lot of episodes that I'm not a huge fan of, including The Beast Below, The Weeping Angels 2-parter, The Silurians 2-parter, even The Lodger. It's just, yeah, there's a lot of episodes in Series 5 that unfortunately I'm not a huge fan of. And also again, it's pretty similar reason to Series 8, it's the finale. The Big Bang I find is a bit disappointing, especially how the Pandora open starts it so big, but then the Big Bang feels a lot less big. And yeah, it is a good series, but again, it's just low in the list because of similar reasons to Series 8, I would say. Number 8 now, and this is a really surprising one because this used to be one of my favourite series, and although I still think it's a good series, it has took a bit of a drop, and that is Series 9. Now the big reason this series has took a drop is because I've started to understand the criticisms that the series gets, and that's a good thing with looking back at it and reflecting on it. And one of the biggest ones is unfortunately Peter Capaldi's 12th Doctor. Now don't get me wrong, I still love Peter Capaldi's Doctor, I still think he's one of the best actors to portray the Doctor, but this series, his Doctor was all over the place. He was way too childish and it was just so different every story. It's like the writers definitely didn't understand how to write him. There was a bit of miscommunication going on, so that lets the series down quite a bit. You've also got the series arc, which wasn't given a great conclusion in Hellbent. It wasn't great when Stephen Moffat had to clarify what the conclusion actually was. And then, yeah, but in terms of the stories are pretty good this series. I like them, mostly all of them, except the Ashilda two-parter, which wasn't great, and the Sleep No More episode, which was a bit of a failed experiment. So it's still a great season, but unfortunately the Doctor and the series arc do slightly let it down. Number 7 now, and it is Russell T Davies' second series in charge, and it's Series 2. Now this is just a mixed bag. It's got some great episodes in there, such as Girl in the Fireplace, the Cybermen two-parter, the Ood two-parter, the finale, which is my favourite finale. I love Army and Ghosts and Doomsday. But it's also got some not great episodes in there. It's got Love and Monsters, which is all. It's got Fear Her. It's got that episode where the TV woman takes over people. So yeah, it's got some, it's definitely a bit of a mixed bag. But the biggest reason that it's kind of lower on the list is because I can't stand Rose. I've got to be honest. A lot of people find her irritating this season, and I completely agree with that. I think it's because obviously the chemistry with the new Doctor changed. She was kind of starting to fall in love with him a lot more, and I think because of the way she was acting, she was very jealous and she wasn't nice with Mickey and stuff. It just really let her character down, which was a big shame. But yeah, Series 2, it's definitely a mixed bag, and yeah, it is number 7 in my list. Next up, and it is another Russell T Davies series, it is Series 3. So from this point onwards, I just want to clarify that probably my complaints for each series will go down. I've got the seasons with the big complaints out the way, so from now on it should be a lot more positivity. So I will be starting with Series 3, which is a great series. I know people complain that the Martha rebound thing was annoying, but I think I liked it because it made sense that the Doctor would have a rebound after Rose. I didn't really mind it. I thought Martha was still a great companion, she was still fantastic. The episodes as well were absolutely fantastic this series. You had my favourite story from overall Who, and that would be Human Nature and Family Blood. I love that story, it's brilliant. You've also got Utopia, which is the first Master reveal, the finale, which also I think is very good, and also Blink. How can I forget Blink? It's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, Series 3, it's a fantastic series, and yeah, there's not much complaints from me. I really enjoy it. Number 5 now, and it's another Russell T Davies series. It is Series 1. Now this series will always hold a strong place in my heart because it is a series that obviously got me into Doctor Who. It's also as well Christopher Eccleston's only series as the Doctor, and for being a one series Doctor, his Doctor feels very developed. One of the most developed, because he starts off very hard and dark from the Time War, but then Rose changes him and he feels like a different man by the end of the series. So yeah, Russell T Davies and Christopher Eccleston both did a great job with writing his Doctor. Also as well, Rose, unlike Series 2, she was very great in this series. She felt developed, she felt relatable, she felt down to earth. She was a great companion to set the role model for the new season companions. And also the episodes as well, the episodes are mostly fantastic this series. You've got Dalek, you've got the 2-part finale again with the Daleks and the Emperor, you've got Father's Day, you've got Empty Child, the Doctor Dances. Like, yeah, the episode quality for this series is fantastic. So yeah, hardly any complaints from me. Series 1 is a great series, and as I say, it will always be strong in my heart because it is the season that got me into Doctor Who, and I always appreciate it for that. Just missing out on getting into the top 3, and at number 4, it is Series 10. So finally, for the 12th Doctor's final season, I think he was written perfectly. I think they got the balance right between Series 8's Doctor and Series 9's Doctor, and it really worked well in Series 10. And obviously as well, we had a brand new companion with Bill, and it's really disappointing that Bill only did one series because she was such a breath of fresh air for Series 10. She was a lovely companion, and yeah, she's definitely now one of my favourites. Also as well, you had Nardole, and Nardole was also great. I think Matt Lucas proved that he could be a companion in Doctor Who. I think a lot of people doubted him, and I think Extremis was the turning point. And in terms of episode quality, the episode quality was quite high for this series. There's lots of episodes I love. There's the pilot, Smile, even the Monks trilogy I really enjoyed. The reason though the series hasn't made it into my top 3 is because the series arc slightly lets it down, especially with the reveal of Missy being in the vault, which was way too predictable. And also as well, in the Doctor Falls, I'm not a huge fan of Bill's ending just because it's way too similar to Clara's. But overall, I still really enjoy Series 10, and I'm glad that the 12th Doctor went out with a great series. Number 3 is the latest series. It is Series 12. So the reason that Series 12 is so high on the list, one of the big reasons is the series arc. I really loved the series arc approach for Series 12, where it was more centred on, it felt like it was heavier than before, and it was similar to the next series I'm going to mention. And yeah, I really liked that, how it was more focused on throughout the series. It had some great reveals in there. You had the Roof Doctor reveal, you had obviously the return of Gallifrey, although it was destroyed in Spyfall, the return of the Master, and obviously the Timeless Child resolution and the Timeless Children. And although the resolution was quite predictable, I still really enjoyed the series arc throughout, and I'm looking forward to see where it goes in Series 13. I think the 13th Doctor was also a massive improvement this series. It felt much better when Jodie Whittaker had a series arc to get involved with and much better episodes to work with, so I really enjoyed the 13th Doctor as well. The companions as well I felt improved. Ryan was disappointing, but Graham was a nice presence throughout the series because Bradley Walsh is brilliant, and Yaz really felt like she got into her own this series. It felt like she made a big improvement, especially towards the second half of the series. So yeah, Series 12, it did really well to get this high on the list, and yeah, it is at number 3. Number 2 is probably the most divisive one on this list, and it is Series 6. So Series 6, the reason that it's so high on the list is really because the 11th Doctor, Amy and Rory, are my favourite Doctor Who team ever. Like, I just love those three. I think the 11th Doctor is definitely my favourite Doctor, and Amy and Rory are my favourite companions. So they were just perfect in Series 6 together. They were just great to watch, and yeah, I really do love watching them throughout the series. I think as well, the series arc is very similar to Series 12 series arc, where it's more focused on and bigger throughout the series. And although again, in the finale, it is a bit predictable how the Doctor is going to cheat death, but again, it's still a really enjoyable series arc. And yeah, I just really enjoy Series 6. It feels very underrated. It's not perfect, but I really do enjoy it. And yeah, for me, love Series 6. Finally, at number 1, it is Series 4. Now, Series 4 is nearest to perfection. I think every single episode is good. There is no bad episodes whatsoever, which is really impressive. If I was going to binge a series of Doctor Who, it would probably be this one. The 10th Doctor and Donna, they work perfectly with each other. David Tennant and Catherine Tate really bounce off each other very well. And the series arc, again, it's more of a heavy series arc, and it's really good. It includes some surprises like the return of Rose. You obviously as well get the Torchwood and Sarah Jane Adventures crossover in the finale. And yeah, just Series 4 in general, it's a really good series. I really do enjoy it, and it probably will always be my favourite series of Doctor Who, unless Series 13 comes along and really shakes things up, which I hope it obviously will, because I want Doctor Who to keep on getting better and better. So yeah guys, that is my first ever ranking video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I will maybe do more of these in the future. We'll wait and see, but I'm sure when we come round to Series 13 I will do another one and do an updated one, because I imagine my opinion will change from time to time. But yeah guys, really appreciate you watching this video. Please in the comments below share your own rankings. Let me know what you guys think. What are your personal own series rankings? If you've never done one before, maybe you can type it up in the comments and let me know below. But yeah, I will be back hopefully later in the week. I have this really cool video idea which I want to do, so hopefully I will start work on that tomorrow or whenever, and it will be up later in the week. But yeah guys, thanks for watching the video, take care, and I will see you all soon. And remember take care in the current situation, wash your hands, and yeah, I will see you all in the next video.